I used to think I was cringe. I used to think I was lame. I used to think I used to think I was cringe. Not anymore, because I've realised, Jazzy Army, as you should have too about yourself, being cringe is impossible. I was feeling really insecure about the way I look last night, and then I decided to give myself a haircut. And let me tell you, I've never looked cooler. Here is a picture of me with the haircut. It's based off the character Lighto Yagami, my favourite anime character. But not everyone thought the haircut I gave myself was cool. I went to the garden centre and all the staff there were laughing at me the entire time I was trying to buy a cactus. I started to think, is this not cool? Do I look lame? Which is when a member of staff came up to me and said, "Hello sir, can I help you with anything?" And I said, yeah, I'm trying to buy some cactuses. And she said, cacti. And I said, what? And she said, cacti. The plural of cactus isn't cactuses, it's cacti. And I killed her. Now that might sound like an overreaction, Jazzy Army, okay? But in all honesty, I've not felt that small and weak since I was in school, and that one day the teacher asked, "So class, what drugs have you guys heard of?" And I thought it would be funny to stand up and go, "Chocolate!" But then no one laughed. Maybe they didn't get it. But my point is, Jazzy Army, that I felt like I was being attacked because they thought I was cringe. But there's no such thing as being cringe. Human beings are like cactuses. I like a good cactus, right? Because I'm not very good at watering things. I got a bonsai tree for Christmas, and it's already been eaten by my cat because I forgot to feed him. But cactuses don't need so much care and love and attention. You water it every once in a while, and it's got sharp points because it can defend itself. That's why it's like people. People, they have these hard, scary exteriors, and they're like, "Urgh!" But really, if you water them every once in a while, they might sprout a flower. So I was walking home with my cactus. I opened the front door, stepped over the dead cat, went in, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to give myself another haircut. And I did this to myself. And I must say, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I do look quite cool and sexy. I thought, no one's going to call me cringe now. There's no way. So I hit the town and I went out to get my cat some food because I forgot he was dead. I would have gone to the grocery store, but they banned me for trying to scan a PS5 as my sweet treat with my meal deal. So I thought, what do cats eat? Cats eat fish. So I went to the pet shop and I was looking around, and a member of staff came up to me and said, "Excuse me sir, do you need any help with anything?" And I said, "Yeah, actually, I'm looking to buy some fishes." And she said, "Fish?" I said, "Not regularly." And she said, "No, the plural of fish is fish, not fishes." Now, I was angry because I felt this was information I did not need to know. But it occurs to me now, Jazzy Army, but I don't know what the plural of murder is. So I went home with my new bag of fishes, and I opened the front door, I stepped over the dead cat, I went inside, I went, look back, remembered the cat was dead, realised that there was no point in me buying all these fishes, so I flushed them down the toilet, and I went, ugh, why does nothing in my life go right? Why am I so cringe? Why does nobody love me? You know what? That's not true, I thought. My dog loves me. Where is he actually? When I come in through the door, usually he's running and jumping all over me. And I looked around the house, and he was dead. I forgot to feed him, so he ate the cactus. And, you know, you think I would have learnt my lesson, but the worst part, that isn't the worst part. I ordered a new cactus off Temu, and when it arrived, it was just a cucumber with a bunch of toothpicks in it. My point is, Jazzy Army, this was a low point for me. This was a low point. I never had I felt this bad in a room full of dead things. But that's when it occurred to me, Jazzy Army. That's when I had my epiphany. I realised that there's no such thing as being cringe, because being cringe isn't something you do. Cringe is something someone does when they look at you. It doesn't matter how cool your haircut is or how bad your haircut is. I know I'm not a very good example. I've got a pretty sweet haircut. What the freak would they even know about me just by looking at me anyway, Jazzy Army, huh? Look at this watch. You see this? At first glance, it just looks like a normal, regular watch that you might just see out on the town every day. But look at this. I can actually pop it off, and it goes from being a watch to turning into a freaking transformer. You're telling me I'm lame? You're telling me I'm lame when I've got a watch that turns into a transformer? You think I'm cringe? When I've almost got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.com. I could pull down my butt cheeks and show you my butthole right now. And the wrinkles in there are as unique as a fingerprint. Right? And I forget what my point is. But my big scope of the point is, be yourself, Jazzy Army. Something went wrong. After I was just finishing up the video and I went outside and there was a pack of lions. They ripped me to shreds.